Donald Trump's known as a problem guy, but as lawmaker his job is to regulate copyright, not purposely breach it himself and then make a clone taken from one of the world's most favourite shows. Sanctions dropped against Iran, now Donald wants to take control, and he's the president, or maybe he just wants to change his role. Cause he thinks that he can copy fonts whilst playing jokes, and it's okay to be taking quotes from Game of Thrones. Couldn't be bothered to create his own, stealing. Now there's a dispute with HBO. It's basically the same, just Donald in a change of clothes. And of course, he doesn't ever change his pose. He's a celebrity, true. Is this what a president do? Maybe when you're 17, not when you're 72. No TV show, this affects actual humans that to them are battered and useless rats in the sewage. Because why else is Donald gonna make a mock? Always known for saying stuff like he's forgot the job he's taken up. Like his comments, his poster was seen as distasteful. Iran's response to this? Disgraceful. November the 1st meant to be a day to celebrate a lift of cannabis, a time for patience to elevate, but still a lot of people not sure what to do. A lack of mainstream news and even less on YouTube. Except for a few experts with their views and the testimonies of patients who intellectually use. Start to go to college to advance on your knowledge, cause you medically trained doctors aren't plant trained botanists. GPs can't prescribe it, specialists might prescribe it once you tried all other drugs. No matter how much you die in sickness for chemotherapy. Some adults with MS, some children with severe epilepsy, and that's it. So many bans from this government, ironically the biggest distributor of cannabis upon the land. The biggest problems awaiting you when it comes to cannabis, these experts really ain't got a clue.
For example, I'm a practicing GP and I know very little about prescribing cannabis. We've no experience of that at all.
Once one case is done, another starts looking worse. In front of the committee again is Mark Zuckerberg, and for him it is about to go and start again. Summoned by the UK and Canadian Parliament, been requested before denied, they back to ask again. And now the nation's teaming up and now they done with bartering. They hope he understands this clearly. This has never been done. An international grand committee over the failings, over the data, the claiming, over the hacking scandals, the fake news and the disinformation. But can the Facebook boss face up to what he has done? Well, we'll see if he shows his face later this month. Statistics of knife crime in London are rising. Tens of thousands of knife offences and hundreds are dying. Last Friday, 17-year-old victim of a stabbing outside the tube station main entrance of Clapham South. Taken to hospital, he died, they couldn't save his soul. His next of kin are unknown and they haven't been told. His family never knew it's him. It's truly grim. A day before, another stabbing in Lewisham. 15-year-old boy found with a knife wound. Paramedics tried to save him, but then he died soon. There's not much known about his story, apart from another life taken, and it took place in Morley's. Now I'm not saying that these two were connected, except for both of them died and not a single suspect was arrested. Once again, a lack of education. All these attacks and all this segregation, all stemming from deprivation. Tyson Fury will be fighting shortly, but right now surely this isn't your usual type of story. Last week on Joe Rogan, Tyson opened up with confessions of depression, expression, suicidal obsessions. Undefeated champion, but fun has its hell to pay. Mind going crazy after stripping all his belts away. It's like falling down the deepest hole. He no longer seems controlled as the torment eats him slow. In a job where he has to defend himself, picking up a lot of bad habits just to express his wealth. But since changing, his aim is now to get the belt back and then afterwards help others with mental health. From his experience, you need to be hearing this. Dealing with mental health, where here's what the secret is. How did he go and get past it? By switching up his thinking and by setting goals, aims and targets. Two songwriters, 50 Cent and Ja Rule, bring a new definition to the expression bar rule. This goes all the way back to the days of Wankster, when 50 Cent was a gangster before he switched to a prankster. Ja Rule's upcoming show, 50 quickly moved on and brought tickets. Ja was advertising on Groupon. 200 tickets for his friends to have a fun show. No, 200 tickets just to make an empty front row. Ja Rule obviously responded to this little plan, ready for that one chance to prove that he's the bigger man. Oh, he just posted on Twitter and Instagram Photoshop pictures of 50 in a wig and drag. Over to sports and now it just got better. The new trendsetter after winning his fight against Conor McGregor. The infamous chokehold, Conor caught in a headlock from Russian fighter Khabib Nurmagomedov. And now he's growing his name. Others have mentioned getting MMA fight offers and boxers' attentions.
Are we fighting?
Acclaimed by Mayweather. Only really wants to fight cause he knows it will pay better. A clip of Khabib saying he's up for clashing. Mayweather's response saying that he can make it happen. Even though Floyd's doing his usual flossing, Dana White said that it's unlikely to happen in boxing. Maybe in the UFC if they possibly choose, but knows that that is something that Mayweather just wouldn't do. Dana White doesn't really want him to take the fight, that in the end he decides if Khabib has to stay inside.